Hello and welcome to TCF NFL Pick Show Week 5. I am Zach Lilia. You can follow me on Twitter at ZLilia, Lilia, TCF. That's above us, right? That's like literally above me right there. And then you can follow the main page at typical_Chicago. You can follow From the Sideline, which we are presented by at Sideline Sports. And then Sideline, the first I is a 1. We're looking into changing that.
Not confusing at all.
It's not confusing at all. But then on Instagram, Typical Chicago Fans, From the Sideline, and then on Facebook, we are Typical Chicago Fans. We do a weekday show, which we'll be doing tomorrow night, which you'll be watching this on Thursday. It's tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll be doing our weekday show. And then also From the Sideline on Facebook.
Yep. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. All of our podcasts are on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and leave us a nice review. And also, if you're not an Apple user, you can find us on Spotify. Make sure you follow us there. And head on over to the YouTube page. You're here watching this video, but we also put all of our other weekday videos, and we got some cool stuff from our summer. When the weather starts getting crappy, we're going to release that because we want to be reminded of 95 degrees and sweating our keisters off in northern Minnesota.
Because today,
Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Because today was beautiful. Cooled down here. Yeah. I love the cool weather.
And then it started raining.
Started raining, but I'll take the cool weather. I think the cool weather is here to stay.
Except
think fall
for
is here.
Like the weather is just killing me, dude. Like I have a sinus headache. The barometric pressure is just killing me right now. I don't know how I'm going to survive this.
I don't even know.
I went 29 and my body's just falling apart.
Barometric what?
Barometric pressure. It's like the pressure in the air that causes like your sinuses to go haywire.
Well, the more you know. My record on the show: 12-15-2. Went 3-4 last week. A little bit of a rough patch there.
Not terrible.
I'm done with. I don't even know if I did bet
it's
on the
only down
Patriots
like
on here,
unit,
but I'm done with the Patriots.
1.2 units. So.
Nope. What's your record?
I'm sitting at 13-16. I went 3-4 last week. I've kind of evened out on the over-unders. No pushes. I have yet to have a push.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I want to hash this out right now. How are we going to do that if there's something with the 2 pushes?
I think that those are just like.
Those are better than a loss, right?
Yeah.
Yes, technically.
Yeah, technically.
So, well, I guess I'll come down. It doesn't really matter anyways. But
we never even came up with our bet on who wins, what the other person has to buy.
I guess we'll have to figure it out because we are pretty much tied up.
Yeah, we're really
close.
Yeah.
But we'll figure that out. Let's get into our picks right here. Let's go to our Thursday night picks. Boomy, who you got on Thursday
This is
night?
an easy one to me. The Rams coming off an embarrassing loss. They get kind of pantsed at home by a team. Now we find out that the Buccaneers were playing for, I think the owner's father had passed away on like Saturday night. No one really knew. They get embarrassed. But there is no way. And the way that the Seahawks are playing right now, I just don't see.
That was not released to the public, but yeah, that's some good motivator for the team.
Hell yeah. I mean, they scored a franchise record as far as points go, so I don't foresee the Rams letting the Seahawks.
On that kind of note, the Cardinals owner passed away today.
Yeah, hammer the Cardinals.
Yeah, so I don't think they're very good as a team, but there's a lot of motivation there for that.
I didn't add them in, but I did want to add that because I did see that today. But I think the Vegas line, honestly, like as dumb as it sounds, like people are going to start betting Arizona. I believe they're +3, if I'm not mistaken, or they were when the news came out. I wouldn't be surprised if that line goes down because people are going to start betting based on, kind of weird things like that.
Yeah. But I am going with the Seahawks.
What about the Seahawks makes you
What
think
about the Rams pissed me off last
week?
week.
The Rams have had one bad game. They've been a dominant team all year. They handled
Seahawks at home on a Thursday night. It's a weird game. The 12 can always do some crazy stuff, but I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
I've trusted the Seahawks. I finally got I bet the
Seahawks
Rams. Every week.
I trusted the Rams too much.
See, and I have not. I'm 2-2. I've bet the Seahawks every week. And I'm trying to break out of that slump, so I need the Rams to have a good one. And I foresee them kind of bouncing. They know they got embarrassed on Sunday, and I don't foresee that happening again.
Let's move on to the Sunday noon games. It's every week in football is a good slate. There's nothing wrong with. There's no bad week of NFL. I know they're always going on about these Thursday night games being a little weird.
Yeah, Thursday night games suck.
I don't care. It's football. Love it. Boomy, who you got?
Give me the Jags. +3.5. I don't know what it is about Gardner Minshew. I don't think he's a great quarterback, but for some reason he's figuring it out right now. They've got Carolina. I'm not convinced. Carolina looked pretty good against a very stagnant Texans offense last week, and I'm just not convinced that they're going to be able to calm down Gardner Minshew. They seem to just keep figuring it out, and they're getting 3.5 points. And I've learned my lesson. Carolina is the reason I'm not in the survivor pool anymore, so I am going to go against them. I think that Jacksonville is going to keep it close. Gardner Minshew's been doing some nice things, and their defense is pretty solid. So give me the Jaguars plus 3.5.
I'm going to go with the Giants plus 5.5. Oh.
You're jumping on the Daniel Jones train?
Just almost knocked over my microphone right there. Yes, they are. Where they go? The Minnesota going into MetLife Stadium. Yeah, that was a weird one there. And I after the Bears took care of the Vikings, if you're gonna force this team, you know what to do. Force this team to pass, and that's going to be a problem.
Now that might
for
be
the
easier
Vikings.
said than done, though, for the
Vikings
Bears
team, especially a Vikings team that doesn't have a very good, Giants team whose secondary is not very good.
Right.
But I still.
That's what I'm saying. It worries me. The Bears, it was easy to say because the Bears have one of the top 3 defenses in the NFL, but the Giants do not, and that would worry me a little bit. But like you said, they kind of got a mojo thing going on now, and I know Saquon's not going to be back, but did you see the video of him working out the other day? It looks like we're going to see an earlier return of Saquon Barkley than we originally thought.
What's your second pick?
Go ahead and put me down for the Saints -3. They're back I believe they're back in the dome. Hang on, I had it right here. Yeah, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay had a flash last week. They're not going to be able to repeat. They're going into the dome where they have historically struggled very much so, and I just don't see Jameis Winston in his career has never been able to put it together in back-to-back weeks. He's not going to do it again. The Saints look good. Okay, even without Drew Brees, Teddy Bridgewater is holding the fort down, and you're going to ask a very average Tampa Bay team to repeat a performance like that 2 weeks in a row. I just don't see it happening.
No, I am going to take the Steelers. It's the second dog I'm taking in the Sunday noon games. 2 underdogs. They're plus 3.5. I forget who they had it. I just had it. I literally.
The Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, Baltimore. There we go. I think Baltimore got a little exposed this last week. I know their defense. I've never been impressed by their defense all year.
Yeah.
And Lamar, he's a great quarterback, but I think they put some pressure on him. They said also kind of force the run game in that one too. And I think that Steelers at home. In a game like this, a rivalry game, maybe they'll be getting rivalry.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say that. We'll be getting up for this game. It's going to be crazy there. If you get back, you win this game, you get to 2-3. There's always a chance. And then you get them to 2-3.
Yeah.
You would be pretty much lined up with them. Mason Rudolph, I wouldn't say he's a horrible.
No, he's serviceable.
Let's get into this real quick. I took the fucking Bengals, and I'm never taking the Bengals ever again.
That's what you get for
the
betting.
Bengals suck. Andy Dalton has no firepower.
No,
he has nothing in him.
He also doesn't have any weapon. Joe Mixon got hurt on the first play.
I understand that, but
like the first drive,
you are so bad though that your best weapon is just pretty much milking this ankle injury for as much as you can. AJ Green, I think could play maybe. I think
he's past this. He's way past.
No, but he's not playing. Is what I mean. I think he's not wanting to come back and play with Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
So I'm done with the Bengals. You freaking goddamn.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible. I don't foresee myself taking the Bengals anytime soon. They're going to start getting some wild numbers though, so be expecting 10+ point spreads. Then you start taking a look
the
at
afternoon
it.
games.
Because they did show in week 1 that they are capable of keeping it close against an above average team.
Yeah.
Afternoon games. I'm staying away from the Bears game. I'm sure you're going to take the Bears. We haven't even talked about your pick. But give me the Broncos plus 6.5. I have not been thoroughly convinced that the Chargers are the team that maybe everyone. There was a lot of talk of them playing the Patriots in an NFC Championship game or playing the Chiefs in an NFC Championship game. I just don't foresee that happening. I don't think that they have lived up to the hype of what they were supposed to be this year. They go down, and I know it ended up being 20. That game in Miami last week that I said was a lock was damn near a lock for 3.5 quarters. And Miami's one of the worst professional football teams I've ever seen in my 28 years on this planet.
Covered against the Patriots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
I'm going to say.
the Chargers just they don't do it for me. And Vic Fangio is bound to get a win here sooner or later. I'm not saying he's going to win the game.
You got to get a win at some point.
But they're going to keep it close. I think there's still some fire in that group. They got a really good running back crew. Their defense is top notch. Giving them 6.5 points is a little egregious. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Broncos.
Well, not like my pick. Took the Cowboys. I like the Cowboys 3.5 at home. Yes.
You're a troll.
No, that's really not troll. If you look at it, Dak and Zeke at home against a Packers D who looked a little bit exposed last week. I'm not saying they're not good. Don't get all feisty over there. But you're going.
No, after last week, you're allowed to say that. They looked like shit.
They looked like shit last week. And Dak needs a big game after going into and not beating the Saints where like they wanted to.
Yep.
And he's still playing for that contract. I think this is going to be a big week. And I know you have Aaron Rodgers on your side, but I think 3.5 at home for the Cowboys is – I understand you think it's a troll. I honestly think it's a good pick. So
I disagree.
I would
All right,
think
let's move to the Sunday night game. We've got the Chiefs and the Colts. I have a feeling I know who you're going to take. You've been a big Colts guy all year.
We agreed on this one, though.
You
Chiefs.
did. You took the Chiefs minus 11 after you've been hammering the Colts.
At home. It feels like is this their first home game?
No, they played Baltimore at home, but yeah, it does feel like it's been
forever. That Colts D kind of got a little exposed last week.
By a very sub-average.
T.Y. Hilton is. I don't know if he's gonna be back or not.
Eric Ebron can't catch.
Eric Ebron can't catch anything, and I'm not going to go against that. Jacoby Brissett is not a good quarterback, but it seems like his weapons aren't there right now.
For sure.
I said T.Y. Hilton.
Marlon
I'm not
Mack
sure if he's going to be back or not.
is not the guy that I think everybody was hoping he'd be. And you get a chance. I mean, the Chiefs got everything they could have gotten in Detroit and barely pulled out a win. And I think they realized, like, hey, we can't just, walk our way through these games, that this is going to be closer. Some of these teams are better than we expected. So, I just think the Chiefs are going to come in at home after getting a close couple games here, and they're really going to lay it to the Colts.
All righty, then. So we both got the Chiefs in the Sunday night game. We got Monday night, Browns, 49ers in San Francisco. Boomy,
this was an easy pick for me. I think that the Browns are grossly overrated. They haven't proved anything yet. Give me the 49ers at home. They're playing really good football. I didn't even realize they're undefeated, to be honest with you. But I think that's a good pick. I'm not convinced that the Browns have yet to do anything that make me think, wow, this is a really good football. Now, don't get me wrong. They beat Baltimore, but I don't think Baltimore's that great by any stretch of the imagination. So you got to travel to San Francisco for a big-time Monday night game. San Francisco's D's been above average, and I'm just not thoroughly convinced on the Browns.
I am going with the Browns. I think that they're on a little bit of a roll here. Maybe they're getting some stuff together. And it's a big test. It's a big test for the 49ers, though.
I also, at the same time, have Baker Mayfield as my quarterback in fantasy, and he stinks in fantasy football. I don't think he scored over 20 points once, so he just kind of pisses me off as far as that goes. So
the running game's getting better, though. They're realizing that they have a running game. And like I said,
they're still not. I don't know. I just feel like their offense should be better, and it's
a big game for both teams.
Oh, for sure.
The 49ers want to prove that they're one of the real teams contenders in this league, trying to get to 4-0, and the Browns trying to get to 3-2 and back on track that they were supposed to. But that is our picks, our spread picks. Let's get into our over/under of the week bets.
Right. So I'm 2-2.
I think
I haven't had a win since week 2.
I guess I didn't check.
And I came
3-3.
Yep.
Right?
I'm 2-2.
Oh no, that wouldn't even work.
No, because it's only week 5.
I don't know.
Anyway, this is an easy one for me. 2 offenses that have been struggling. Now I could be wrong here because
you've been wrong before.
I've been wrong 2 times in a row. But give me the Texans and the Falcons under 49.5. The Texans scored like 10 points at home. Now they have to go on the road to Atlanta. Now I don't think that either team. I shouldn't even say that. The Texans' defense is good. Atlanta's is not. That does have me a little bit worried, but I just don't see this game being played. I foresee like a 21-16 score, and I think the Texans are going to win. I think they're the better football team. I just don't see any team scoring over 25 points.
I will be taking the Colts, Kansas City over 56.5. I think
Is that
there's
just one of those dummy numbers where it's so high,
no.
you
I
feel
really
like you
don't
gotta
think
take it?
either team has a dominant defense,
Yeah,
and I know
I think you're right there.
And everyone wants to go on about the Chiefs. I don't think their defense is that great.
Yeah.
They've given up big amounts of
I
points
bet
in the past.
I bet they're under last week, and I mean it was over in like the.
It's
third
the highest
quarter.
of the week. It's one of the highest I've seen all season. So I think that it's a cool game to go on, and I really do think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game.
I don't hate that.
Especially
one
if
either.
T.Y.'s back, I think that the Colts will be able to hang with them for a little
for
while
sure.
and hopefully put up some points. Like I said, both defenses have been not doing the greatest this season, especially last week with the Colts. Chiefs really haven't been able to consistently have a dominant defense. Which
I agree. It's just neither team has been consistent either way. I don't hate that pick at all. You just hope they just stay inconsistent this week and hit that 56 number.
That was our over-under bet of the week. Thank you for watching TCF NFL Pick Show Week 5. We're already on to Week 5 here.
Feels quick, man.
Bears go to London to play the Raiders in a Khalil Mack revenge game. Roquan Smith will be back. Personal issues, they have not talked about it. They are not going to talk about.
The Bears are not flying out till Friday, and the Raiders have been there since Monday.
I don't know. I don't really know how that really works. I know jet lag and everything.
I definitely
we'll
know
see.
I would not want to be in charge of babysitting some of the Raiders in London town for a week.
No, I would not.
That would
want,
scare the hell out of me.
I would not want to be in charge of that.
It was funny, though. Did you see that they flew out there after the game, and then they had to fly Vontaze Burfict back from
That's
London
hilarious.
to Oakland after
Imagine
he got
that
suspended.
flight back. He was probably going crazy the whole flight.
Oh, yeah.
But
just lock
done
him
for
in
the
bathroom
season,
and
which
don't let
is
him out.
rightfully so.
He's going to appeal, so we'll see if that sticks.
I think
it's
it will
his
stick.
13th suspension.
He really
I think.
should, because I understand.
He's a clown, dude.
That was you could tell he was trying to do it.
Yeah.
Then the remorse afterwards, there was
He
none
started
of it,
like leaving
flipping
the field.
off the crowd.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most dangerous plays I've ever seen.
It was about as dangerous as the guys from Philly that were headhunting the Packers last
People
week.
go on why don't other people get, because they don't have a track
They
record.
also
He's
haven't been suspended 13 or
He's
14
had
times.
hits on Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the reason Antonio Brown went crazy.
No, Antonio Brown's just a nut.
That hit made him go crazy. But again, thank you for watching TCF NFL Pick Show Week 5. I am Zach Lilia. You can follow me on Twitter, try to above my head, at ZLilia, LLJTCF. At typical _ Chicago is the main page. From the sideline, at sideline with the one is the first I. Sports on Twitter. And then Facebook Live tomorrow night, if you're watching this today, which will be Thursday. Tonight is our Facebook Live show, 8 o'clock. Go check us out. We'll be talking NFL, college football, maybe a little sad Cub news about Joe Madden. Everything that you want there. And then from the sideline on Facebook and Instagram, typical Chicago fans, and from the sideline.
Follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. All the podcasts on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Check us out, whichever one you use. Leave a nice review if you can. And also head to the YouTube page, or to the homepage, I guess, since you're here on YouTube watching this, and watch some of our older weekdays with TCF and all the other nonsense we have going on out there. And make sure you subscribe to the page.
Again, I am 12, 15, and 2, 3 and 4 last week, Boomy.
13 and 16. I'm going undefeated this week.
Yeah, we'll see. But hopefully we win you some money. And if you want, fade us, whatever you want to do. However
You got to pick the right ones. We're like perfect. We're not 500, but we're close to it. So you got to pick the right ones.
We're bound to get hot. But
or
thank you
super cold.
Thank you for watching. We love you all.
Peace.